So we want to start with the first part of our training, and that is preparation. You see, we've just ended the month of June, which was very, very good. Many people were able to take steps, others were able to sponsor a lot. We'll be recognizing that. But then I'm one person who believes in this current month. We try to do better than last month. Always try to do better than you did in the previous month. Remember, you cannot go back to last month and undo anything, but you can make this a brand new start and you achieve whatever you want to achieve. And so even as we celebrate our results for last month, we want to look at how do we make sure that we achieve the best this month of July. And having said so, I want to take us through a brief session here that we are calling preparation. You will agree with me that preparation is extremely important if you are to achieve what you want to achieve. And I want to first quote one of the US presidents who said that if he was given 6 hours to chop down a tree, he would spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Think about that. An ordinary person, if they're given 6 hours to chop down a tree, they will go straight to the tree with whatever the tool they have. But then Roosevelt argues that it is wiser to first take time and sharpen the axe for the bigger part of the time, and you'll spend very little time bringing down the tree, chopping down the tree. So the same thing with our business. You need to first prepare at the very beginning of the month. For those who have just joined us, you need to prepare for the long haul that you'll be pursuing in your business instead of just getting into it haphazardly. So as we get into this month, don't do it haphazardly. Be organized and get into a perfect plan first. Of course, we say that if you don't plan, then you have planned to fail. If you fail to plan, you have already planned to fail. So preparation for success. How do we prepare at the very beginning of the month to have a very successful month? What comes first in my mind is that we need to mind our mindset. Mind your mindset. Perhaps last month was not so good. That can easily affect your mindset. And you start thinking that if I never achieved last month, then this month I might also not achieve. Especially if you really tried to push very hard and you didn't get the results. What you might forget, and I want to remind us, is that the effort you put in today, listen to this, I was told the same, and it has been a reality for many years. The effort you've put today, you will get the results 6 months from today. So it's like sowing seeds. You sow seeds today, you plant whatever the crops today, but you don't harvest today or tomorrow. It will take a couple of months or even a year. But the beauty is, whatever you sow, you will reap. So try to detach yourself from the results. Focus on the activities. And as long as you are doing your level best, remain positive and optimistic. Optimism requires that even if in the past you failed, don't entertain that mindset of feeling like you are a failure. You're not a failure. Failing doesn't make you a failure. We say you don't drown because you have fallen on water. Instead, you drown by remaining in the water. So you need to focus your mind on winning. This month, I must succeed. Right? So that's the way to go about it. Mind your mindset. The Bible talks of as a man thinketh, so he is. So how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself this month succeeding? Do you see yourself sponsoring? Do you see yourself achieving high personal PVs? And at this point, I want to be vulnerable and say, even myself, when I started the business, I wasn't very, very good in either sponsoring or personal PVs. Of course, I tried my best and God helped me to be able to do the minimum. If it is personal points, I was able to always do 100 from day one. I've never failed to do 100 personal points. I was doing 1 or 2, that is 3 big TNNs. My very first month, I sponsored 0. The second is when I sponsored 1. But then I was so eager to learn, and I maintained a very positive mindset that this business must work. How many of us in this call are embracing that mindset and they are saying, this business of mine must work? Okay? And if you are not swayed from that position, guess what? If the only option you have is either the business works or it works, then it has to work. If you don't have a fallback position to fall, then the only option is to move forward. I don't want to fall back on anything because I'm not preparing to fall. I'm preparing to win. So mind your mindset. How many of us here are telling themselves, this month I'm gonna sponsor 10? You see, that is mindset. I'm gonna sponsor 10. This month I must get 500 personal PVs. All that is here. We say you win first in the mind before you win on the ground. So mind on your mindset. And don't entertain negative self-talk. Just embrace positive self-talk. Okay. Now, the second thing that you will want to do is to start with a written plan of your goals for the month. Please, there is the tendency of many people to just think through the goals they have, and they don't write down. You know what? The distance from the mind to the notebook is the most significant distance. By writing, you are increasing the commitment and you are making the goals more realistic. When they're just in the mind, they are so abstract. You make them concrete by writing down. So one of the things I appreciate seeing, and I will request those who care, you can do that with your upline. Write down the goals and the plan that you have for the month of July, and you share that with your upline. And in fact, the best way of doing it is if you say that you are going to sponsor 5 people, draw yourself at the center, and you draw 5 circles. And then if you want to close the month of July with the 2,000 points, those who are new, then you need to indicate on the circles how many points are you getting from each of the people you are sponsoring. And for you to get the points from them, it means you also have to encourage them to sponsor others. So write it down. You know, I remember when I started, I used a laptop to draw a tree, you know, with myself at the top there. Then coming down, I sponsor 3. And then down below each of the 3, I drew some other 3, you know, like that. And magically, I was able to, with the time, fill in those boxes that I was drawing with the real names. So I encourage us to write down the plan or goals that we have for this month. I know there are those who are already doing it as we talk. So in that plan, you need to indicate One is the step that you want to take. Which step do you want to take this month? That one is an interesting one. We can, I think, it would be good that we chat down there. What do you think? I mean, we can confess on the chat there. Which step are you taking this month? I want to see some writing director, others executive. Those who are just new, you could put manager. You don't have to take so many steps, please. Don't be under pressure to take so many steps, but be sure to take and focus on your very next step. So if you are a distributor, your next step is manager. And then you need to understand, what does it take to become a manager? Don't just write, I will become a manager. You don't know how many points you need. Okay? Recording in progress. So, step, then understand what it takes and focus on it. And from the beginning to the end, don't waste time. Work towards it. There will be many, many disruptions and distractors on the way. You have to keep on reminding yourself, oh my, I'm headed to manager. So whatever I'm doing, is it taking me to manager? That is what will make you to talk to very many people every single day. That is what will make you to go to social media and do constructive work of looking for prospects and customers. So which step? Okay, I can see people are chatting down there. And as we've said, yes, Jen Dimwai, Lucas, they are chatting down there. Remember what we said? When you are chatting, it is you are adding weight to what you have in the mind. Don't just let it be on your mind. Now, yes, step, but then for you to achieve that step, the next thing you need to be sure of is sponsoring. You see, you will not take steps if you are not sponsoring. Even if you take a step like manager without sponsoring, it will not be very easy to manage the business of manager every single month without dropping in terms of performance. If you are all alone, you will be able to get 500 personal points, for example. You've become a manager, but the following month, supposing you only get maybe 250 personal points, how will you get the other 250? It means that other 250 should come from your team. So for whatever the step you plan to achieve, and for you to be successful by end of the month, sponsoring should be the blood, the backbone of your plan. Without a concrete, number and the how of how many people you are going to sponsor, then the plan is null and void. It's neither here nor there. So you indicate how many people are you sponsoring this month? How many of us are chatting down there? How many you are sponsoring? But more importantly, put it on your notebook. This month of July, I'm sponsoring this number. And then you go to the next part of it, the how. How are you going to sponsor the 5 that you've said you will? When I see someone attending meetings with the guests, I know they are being pushed by the number they want to sponsor. So attending the meeting with the guests is the how. When I see someone prospecting so much, when I see someone doing many one-on-ones, when I see someone doing follow-ups, I know the motivation is the number of people they want to sponsor. So the how is very important. And while we are on the how, yes, we are talking of prospecting, but even before you prospect new people, have you exhausted the people who are in your phone, your name list? So be guided by a name list. Please, let's be very honest here. If you don't have a very good name list that you are following to be able to sponsor, then you are sabotaging your own process of sponsoring. I said we be honest here. You don't have to show us, but please take a second and reflect on how big is your name list? How clear is it? Do you have it in the first place? A name list, for those who are new, is the list of people that you want to be talking to. They could be even 200, and you can't talk to 200 in a day or a week or maybe even a month, but you need to have written them down. 1, Josphat Kariuki, lecturer, Nairobi. And then you leave a space for comment, so that when you talk with Josphat Kariuki, you're able to indicate on the comment whether they said yes, they will attend the meeting, or whether they have joined, whatever it is. Then you go to number 2, Dr. Simon Malusi, Reverend, Nairobi. And then now, when you invite him for a cup of tea and you are doing one-on-one, you don't go back to your name list and indicate, did one-on-one. Promise to pay on Sunday after church. There is after tithe. Sorry. Now, I just trying to suggest that the Reverend will be richer on Sunday than any other day. All right, forgive me, Reverend. So basically, you need to write those small, minute details. One of the biggest mistakes you'll make is to trust your memory. You must write those things. Always have your diary, have your name list to jot down whatever you agree with the prospects. Otherwise, so many people who would have joined will fail to join because you never followed up. So be massive on prospecting. Every single day, make new friends, many of them. Get new contacts. Then please do many one-on-ones. One-on-ones, for those who are new, is where you sit down with a friend for just, say, 20, 30 minutes or even less. You share the opportunity with them with a lot of excitement, and you ask them to be part of your team that is changing the world. BOPs are the group meetings like the ones we have at team level. You have it stands for Business Opportunity Presentation, BOP. And then you do follow up after inviting them. Then now following down there is the personal PVs. Personal PVs. These are the points you get as an individual when you buy products in your own account, whether for your own use or for customers. That is personal PVs. Now, the minimum, and it can be so sad to see anyone who is claiming to be a business builder in our team not doing 100 personal points. The rule is simple. Every single serious person in the company should do not less than 100 personal points. So when you are planning for personal PVs, don't write 100 because that is the minimum. And I believe you are not working for mediocrity. You want to achieve the best results. Remember, you better target higher and fail to achieve than you target too low and you hit automatically and you've not achieved your goal or your dream. So personal PVs. So you need to have columns for all these. Now, another very important thing, as you prepare for success in this month of July, is please, I suggest that you take time with your mentor. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Your mentor has done it before you. Some of the very, allow me to call them silly mistakes that you might make, you would have avoided by working with your mentor. They say that wise people learn from mistakes of others, but fools insist on making their own mistakes. Wise people give other people a chance to make the mistakes instead of themselves. So please have time with your mentor. And let's not wait for our mentors to be the ones who are looking for us. Be proactive. Call your mentor. There is no one single mentor who who feels tired at any point of being asked questions from a protege, from the people they are mentoring. That has never happened. So you are the one who needs the mentorship, so look for your mentor. And don't just get mentorship from anyone. Be sure as you select your mentor, the person who is where you want to be. And they must also have interest in you. That is why one of the best mentors you can have, not a must, but one of the best, is your upline. Working upline, visionary upline. If you realize that your immediate upline is not focused, is not helpful, is not interested with your success, then go to the upline, your grandparent in the business. In some rare cases, your mentor can be a cross line who is doing very well more than you, but then that is not very, very common for obvious reasons. And as I wind up on this first session, allow me to also say, as you prepare for success, you need to have this in mind. Striking the balance between speed and patience. You want to move very fast, right? You want to get to the top at the earliest possible. For me, I is committed that I want to be a president team member in 3 years, and I worked for it with that kind of a deadline. And God is faithful. He heard our prayers, and we made it in 2 years, 11 months. So move very fast. We say success loves speed. But at the back of your mind, always remember that this is not a microwave business. It may take longer than you thought to really work for you. But whichever way, hang on there. Keep pursuing and doing the activities, the basics, until you get to the top. So if you don't succeed as fast as a colleague succeeded, then remind yourself that it's a long journey that we are traveling. I have said many times, and I repeat, in our business, we don't have losers. We don't have failures. We only have winners and quitters. So if you don't quit, the only option that remains for you is winning. But we win at different speeds and times. So superstars, as we start this month of July, let us be very focused. Let us not have our minds stuck on June. Let's move with speed. We have just started the month of July. And you know what? Whatever the dream you have, it's not too late. You can always go for it. And what I've seen is the people who sponsor quite a lot in week 1, they end up having a very, very big business. The idea is sponsor some new people at the beginning of the month so that the rest of the month you are working with them so that they can also sponsor many others. And let's agree. Now, I think this is something that you may want to give a trial. For 100 personal points, let's try to do the points week 1. For many, many years now, I have discovered that when I start with 100 points in week 1, then I'm able to do very many points by the end of the month, right? By the end of the month. But if you don't start with good personal points, you'll struggle at the end of the month. One of the worst behaviors is for someone to struggle to do their 100 personal points at the very end of the month. It gives you stress. My motto is, that which I must do, let me do it at once. That which I must do, let me do it at once. Is that a good motto to adopt? Because you must do 100 personal points minimum for you to be in the compensation plan, in the payroll, then why not do it once? So Piers and myself, you know what we do? Day 1 of the month, we do our 100 points, whether we have a customer or we don't. Can I challenge all of us? Day 1 of this month, tomorrow, do this. Buy some products for 100 points. The ones you feel you can easily move, and you can be selling and getting back your money when you already have 100 personal points day 1. I'll be very keen to check. I think I will check on Thursday to see who have done their 100 personal points day 1. It will be very interesting, and I think we will need to recognize them on a Tuesday. Yeah, so I believe we are equipped. We are ready to start the month with energy, with enthusiasm, with the optimism, with the hope and belief that July is our month. Each one of us. Let's go for it. Right? And it is at that point that I want to now go on to the next part of our session, and that is recognition. And we want to recognize people who have really sponsored in the month of June. And I urge us to repeat this month of July, and we do it even better. We have people who have sponsored so many people, but let's start with those who sponsored one. You realize we have a very long list of people who sponsored one. By the way, sponsoring is now skyrocketing in our Superstars team, and a big congratulations to every Superstars team member, wherever you are, especially those who are really putting their best foot forward. So those who sponsored one, we start with Faith Gaira, Luce Dirango, Adolf Kabulanya, Haron Damaris Masharia, Irene Mashukano, and Dr. Tino, Lazarus Sipaji, George Mwanza, Purity Lubasi, Litia Lubasi, Jabira Mini, Philip Langat, Kipiegon Rono, Chelangat Beatrice, Hebron Coril, Diana, Chepogel, Constanza Morioki, and the list continues. Mary Waroe, Wilfred Tokpa, Priscilla Kisaulu, Dr. Julia Adhiambo, Susan Mureithi, Paul Garui, Mildred Amolo, Priscilla Chepchilchil, Mary Mackenzie, Josephine Marango in US, Sister Priska Akinyi, Mary Bochi, Irene Musa, Eunice Kirago, Gladwell Jerangat, Stone Jube, Mary Whitley, and Verista Kerubo. All those people were able to sponsor one person. Isn't that amazing? Well done. Let's now push ourselves. All those who have appeared in the list, please push yourself to do 3 times of what you did, and you'll see your business tripling in terms of the results. Go for it. And we have people, quite a number of people who sponsored too, and we are proud of Sylvia Bwibo, Sarah Sigei, Okech Florence, Jane Mungai, Joel B. They all sponsored 2 each. Well done. Congratulations, Superstars. We are proud of you. Do we have someone who sponsored 3? Yes, we have some people who sponsored 3. Olympia Ireri. Congratulations. Mike Sipaji, all the way in Zambia. Well done. Edina Cherotich. Congratulations, Edina. So the 3 were able to sponsor 3 each. That tells you they have mastered the skill of sponsoring. It's not accidental. You cannot say it's a luck that they've been able to sponsor 3. No, they must be mastering the skill. And then one in the call can master the skill. And imagine we have someone who sponsored 4. A very new person who is moving very fast, and that is Lucy Abuga. Congratulations, Lucy Mora Abuga. Well done, and keep it up. And we have someone who sponsored 5. This is amazing. And that is Grace Mokua. Congratulations, Grace. A brand new senior manager. Keep going. Did we have 6, 7, 8, 9? No. Oh, we also had 5. Sorry, we also had another 5. That is Lydia Mwesa. Congratulations, Lydia. Coming up very well. And then we had sponsored 12, and that is Pieros and myself. And again, we strongly believe that there are people in this call who can do more than we've done. Challenge yourself that if Josphat and Pieros can sponsor 12, you too can. That is it. And then we got to personal PVs. Those who've done very well on personal PVs, top 10. And I'll start with the number 10. And that is Engineer Wycliffe and Pamela Muga, 637. On their own, I mean, before we include the team. You see, this is called leading by example. Number 9 is Harun and Damaris Masharia, 653. Well done, Harun and Damaris. These are directors, Engineer Sapphire. Number 8 is Justina Bessa, 695. And I've noticed Justina is doing very high personal points for some months now. Then number 7, we have Charles Koech, 720. Number 7, congratulations. Number 6 is Grace Mokua, 739. So doing well, personal sponsoring and PVs. Number 5 is Priska Akinyi sister, 768 personal points. And number 4 is Josephine Marango in US, 966 personal points. Well done. And now top 3. Wow. Big congratulations to our top 3. The number 3 is Fred Mwane, 1,003. On his own, 1,000 plus. That's amazing. Number 2, we have Christine Ondari, 1,200 personal points. Well done, Christine. And number 1, Josphat and Pieros, 1,844 personal points. Now, that is the recognition that we wanted to do today. I know there are others that will be recognizing, say, as we move on, or in our WhatsApp groups and other platforms, like our new managers, new senior managers, and so on and so forth. But we want to stop at this and wish you the very best month. If you never appeared in the list today, work towards appearing for this month of July from Tuesday, when we are doing the July recognition. Let me give you a hint. If you want to get to the top, then be recognized for these different categories: sponsoring, personal PVs. Finally, the people who get these recognitions in our forums, they are the same people who will be recognized internationally. So work deliberately to be in the list of those who've sponsored and those with high personal PVs come Tuesday next week. So I want to wish you the very best, and God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the night.